I decided to surprise my CEO wife at her office. The security guard pointed to another man. I had always believed that trust was the strongest part of our marriage. My wife, Sophia, was the CEO of one of the fastest-growing tech companies in the city. She was smart, hardworking, and admired by everyone who knew her. Her schedule was packed with meetings, business trips, and endless phone calls. Meanwhile, I worked as a freelance graphic designer from home. Our lives were different, but somehow we made it work. Or at least, that's what I thought. One Friday afternoon, I decided to do something special. Sophia had spent the entire month preparing for a major product launch. She barely slept and often came home exhausted. I wanted to surprise her with lunch and celebrate all her hard work. I picked up her favorite meal from a restaurant downtown, bought a bouquet of white lilies, and drove to her company headquarters. The building stood tall in the center of the city, all glass and steel, reflecting the afternoon sun. As I entered the lobby, the security guard behind the desk smiled politely. "Can I help you, sir?" "Yes," I said proudly. "I'm here to surprise my wife, Sophia Morgan." The guard's smile froze. His eyes moved from me to the flowers in my hand, then back to me. Something about his expression felt strange. "Your wife?" he asked. "Yes." The guard hesitated. Then he pointed toward a seating area near the elevators. "Sir, I thought her husband was that man over there." For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My eyes followed his finger. A tall, well-dressed man sat comfortably on a leather couch, scrolling through his phone. The guard looked genuinely confused. "I've seen him here many times," he continued. "The staff always greet him warmly. I assumed he was her husband." My stomach dropped. Many times? Why would another man be visiting my wife so often? I thanked the guard and slowly walked toward the seating area. The flowers suddenly felt heavy in my hands. Questions raced through my mind. Had Sophia been lying to me? Was there someone else? Was my marriage falling apart without me realizing it? The man looked up as I approached. "Hi," I said. "Hello. Do you work here?" "No. Are you here to see Sophia Morgan?" His face brightened. "Yes, actually." That answer hit me like a punch. I forced a smile. "How do you know her?" Before he could answer, the elevator doors opened. Sophia stepped out. The moment she saw me, her eyes widened. "Daniel." She looked completely shocked. Then she noticed the flowers. A huge smile appeared on her face. "Oh my goodness." She rushed toward me and wrapped her arms around my neck. But instead of feeling relieved, I stood there frozen. My eyes shifted toward the man. Sophia immediately noticed. Her smile faded. "What's wrong?" I glanced at him. "You tell me." Confusion filled her face. The man stood up. "Sophia, I think I'll wait upstairs." She nodded. "Sure." The elevator doors closed behind him. I turned back toward my wife. "Who is he?" She blinked. "What?" "The security guard thinks he's your husband." Now she looked even more confused. Then suddenly she laughed. Actually laughed. That made me angry. "What's funny?" "Daniel, that's Ethan." "Who is Ethan?" "My brother." "Still the hair." "Your brother?" "Yes." The words echoed in my head. "Brother?" Sophia sighed. "I told you about him." "No, you didn't." "Yes, I did." And then I remembered. Years ago, when we were dating, Sophia had mentioned an older brother who lived overseas. I had completely forgotten. "He moved back to the country 6 months ago," she explained. "I've been helping him start a non-profit organization." I felt my face turning red. The jealousy that had consumed me moments earlier suddenly felt ridiculous. But then another question appeared. "Why didn't you tell me he visits so often?" Sophia's smile disappeared. "Because I wanted to surprise you." "Surprise-moi." She nodded. "Come upstairs." A few minutes later, we entered the executive floor. Employees smiled as we walked by. Some greeted Sophia. Others greeted me. Eventually, she led me into a large conference room. The lights were off. "What's going on?" I asked. She opened the door. The room exploded with cheers. "Surprise." I nearly dropped the flowers. Inside stood dozens of people. Employees, friends, family members, even my parents. Banners covered the walls. Photos filled display boards. A giant screen displayed pictures from different stages of my life. "What is this?" I whispered. Sophia squeezed my hand. Sit down. Tears were already forming in her eyes. I took a seat. The presentation began. One by one, people spoke. My friends shared memories. My parents talked about my childhood. Old classmates sent video messages. I couldn't understand why everyone was gathered. Then Sophia stepped onto the stage. The room became silent. She took a deep breath. Most people know me as the CEO. Everyone listened carefully. But very few people know the truth. She looked directly at me. Everything I achieved happened because of this man. My throat tightened. She continued. When I started my company, I had nothing. Photos appeared on the screen. Tiny rented office spaces. Second-hand furniture. Long nights. Failed presentations. Rejected business proposals. Almost quit dozens of times, she said. But Daniel never let me. The room remained silent. He believed in me before anyone else did. More photos appeared. Pictures I had never seen. Images of us years ago. Working together in tiny apartments. Celebrating small victories. Dreaming about impossible futures. Sophia wiped away tears. Today the company is worth millions. Applause erupted. But success has a strange way of making people focus on the person standing in front. She placed her hand over her heart. Everyone praises the CEO. Then she pointed at me. Very few recognized the person who carried the CEO when she was too tired to walk. My eyes blurred with tears. The room became completely silent. So today, she said softly, I wanted everyone to meet the real reason I'm standing here. The giant screen changed. A new title appeared. The unsung hero behind our success. I couldn't hold back anymore. Tears streamed down my face. Sophia walked down from the stage and stopped in front of me. The entire room watched. You spent years supporting my dreams, she said. You sacrificed opportunities for me. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. She smiled through her tears. Now it's my turn to say thank you. The crowd stood and applauded. For nearly a minute. I had never experienced anything like it. Then Ethan, the mysterious man from the lobby, walked forward carrying a small box. I laughed through my tears. So you're really her brother? He grinned. Definitely. The room laughed. He handed the box to Sophia. She opened it and revealed a set of keys. I looked at them in confusion. What are those? Sophia smiled. The keys to your new design studio. My what? Your studio. She nodded. You spent years helping me build my dream. She pointed toward the window overlooking the city. Now you finally get to build yours. The room erupted into applause again. I couldn't speak. For years, I had quietly put my own ambitions aside. Not because anyone forced me to, but because I believed in us. And somehow, without me knowing, Sophia had been planning this moment for months. The frequent meetings with Ethan. The secret visits. The strange late-night calls. The hidden calendar appointments. Everything suddenly made sense. That evening, as the celebration ended and the guests left, Sophia and I stood alone by the office window. The city lights sparkled below. I wrapped my arm around her shoulders. You know, I said, for about 5 minutes today, I thought my life was over. She laughed. Because of Ethan? Yes. She shook her head. You should have seen your face. I smiled. Next time, warn me before your brother starts visiting every week. She leaned against me. Where would the fun be in that? We stood there together, watching the city glow beneath us. And in that moment, I realized something important. Sometimes the stories we create in our minds are far scarier than reality. I arrived at that office expecting to surprise my wife. Instead, I discovered a truth far greater than I had imagined. The woman I loved had never stopped believing in me. And the greatest surprise wasn't another man. It was learning that after all these years, she still saw me as the hero of her story.